See, if I ask you, well, what are you looking for? What is your goal? What is your dream? And they go, well, a lot of things, but what does that mean? A lot of things. What are you looking for? Well, I actually broke it down. Yeah, yeah, you have. It's broke, but you can fix it. See, you're always given a fix, but you have to show up to claim it. That's all. You have to show up believing that you can change things because God said you can. Why would he tell you to change your mind, to change your world if you couldn't do it? Would he really? No. All denial, self-denial. Remember that. You denied. You denied yourself. See, you can change the conversation anytime you want, but if you want to hang in on some pitiful little bit of news or about something, yeah, you can do that. You can do that endlessly, but then that's what you're going to be experiencing because you're always thinking ahead of your evidence. See, you're doing it to yourself. I could have wake up, Linda, wake up. That's what you arouse thyself, O Lord. Why sleepeth thou? Hey, he's asleep. He's dreaming the dream, but he's letting you steer it. He's going, I suffer with you, but you behold me not. See, well, you say, well, then what about when I'm happy? Yeah, how about it? Just, the rest of the time, you're always pissed off about something. and and the thing of it is, then you turn around and justify it. Whoa, that's bad news. If you justify it to yourself, then it just keeps going on, going on, time slot after time. If you die a ding dong, you get to play ding dong again. So I'm not worried about body. I don't give a damn when that goes. But what you think feelingly, that goes with you. Your attitudes, assumptions, and moods, that goes with you. You get a new body, but that goes with you. So you're starting right off on a bad note if you had those ideas when you left. Yeah, left, gone, buried, or burned, whatever. Actually, I think burned's better. They got a new one now. They're using you for fertilizer. It just, I guess it was from all those criminal things on TV where people use wood chippers to get rid of the bodies. Yeah. Yeah. Well, no, that would be, I think that sounds good to me. I mean, what do you care about the body? I mean, it was supposed to go and it goes and it'll go again and again and again. And, I've been here before. How do I know? I know. I know I've been here before. Couldn't be this awake if I hadn't have been. I had to start somewhere with the idea that I got today. And I know it took a long time, more than the 2 years I talked about, maybe a whole lifetime or several lifetimes. But still, it does things do penetrate. But you have to be a little consistent. You have to be persistent in pursuing what you want rather than what you don't want. And you know something? If you really listen to your own self-talk, you'll find it. You talk much, much more about what you don't want than you do about what you do want. Because I don't talk about what I do want because well, how am I going to get it? That's how. Talk about it. See, convince yourself I am that because you're convincing yourself you am not that. Choose this day. It's pretty simple, isn't it?
It is. It is. I'm glad you touched on that because I really wanted to actually discuss that earlier. Many people, like you inquire with the person. You say, well, what do you want? And we think that it's egotistic to say what we want. But God said, ask and you shall receive.
Yeah,
Knock, seek.
absolutely. I agree with you. Here's two who agree. Hey, that's all it takes. You just have to learn to agree with yourself. You don't need it. You don't need anyone out there to agree with you. You agree with yourself. You see, right now, if you're having problems, that's just saying you're disagreeing with yourself because yourself knows better, but you have to practice it to feel the feeling that you have when you're experiencing it, because that's how you do it, because you don't keep moving away from it. You don't allow yourself to be distracted away from the lovely and of good report. And you're told, think on these things. See, I threw in an only there just to kind of shake things up. But see, in my case, that's what I'm thinking for. Only I am personally. And when you do personally, then you'll start receiving personally. Okay? Because you are receiving what you are being serious about. Like, woe is me and woe is that. Well, you don't want to do those because all things produce after their own kind. Come on. All things produce after their own kind. Just think about that. What you're sitting and thinking about, that's being produced in your world of experiencing. And it's on automatic. So being that it's on automatic, that means you have a choice to choose. And that's what you're told. Choose this day. Yeah. Whether you're aware of it or not, it's always this day. It's not never yesterday or yeah, or more tomorrow. Is always this day. And now is the only appointed hour there is right now. And this is the appointed hour. Choose this day. And choose 10 times if you chose wrong. 9, choose 10. See, because it's still this day, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So you're on all the time, and it's always this day. So you can start to today. You know, and all that studying and stuff, that's just ego wanting to be able to tell somebody else how much you know. You know, when you really don't know it, you just read it. See, and the people reading it to you, they don't know it, but they're see, it's first person present tense. You don't need anyone else. You have with you the power. You have with you Jesus Christ. Paul said so. Do you not realize that Jesus Christ is in you? Not with you, in you. See, he says, I suffer with you, but you behold me not. That was God said that. I suffer with, he's suffering with you, what you're thinking. Oh, why are you thinking? See, that's all I have to ask you. If you don't want it, why are you thinking about it? Isn't that simple?
It's that simple. It's that simple. Yep.
If people just start looking at what they're allowing themselves to think about and realize that all prayers are answered, get this, all prayers are answered. People say, oh, well, no, not all prayers are answered. Yes, they are. You're told you receive not because you ask not. So if you're not asking, well, there you are. But if you feel you're asking correctly, then you probably are. But you do know that. You do know if you're being serious. You do know if you're trying to trick God. I mean, he, just go away. I don't know you. That it's that simple. You go whining and crying to God. It goes, oh, yay. I gave you choose this steak. You couldn't choose better. I mean, come on. Couldn't you choose better? I mean, you don't have to make it. See, understand, you're not given to make it better. You're given to think of it as better because thinking makes it so. Thoughts are things. I mean, just look around you. Everything here is a thought, a thought. I mean, it has a name, but it's a thought that actually is the foundation of it. And that's all you're doing is you're making a foundation with your talk, with your self-talk. But is it what you want? See, people will tell you their nightmares very easily. They'll go on and on and on about their nightmares. And I tell them, do you know you just set yourself up for another group? Group of what? Nightmares. All things produce after their own kind. If you're dreaming nightmares, hang in. You're going to be with it for quite a while unless you give it up. You can give it up. Yeah, yeah. It takes a little doing. I mean, at first that's enough to discourage 99.9% of the people is that, yeah, just that. It's your attitudes. Like I said, you look at all these books up here, go to the ceiling, and they're saying the same thing. They're all agreeing that man is his attitudes. Man, male, female made him man. But man is his own attitudes. And if you'll study yourself a bit, you'll see what attitudes you'd be better off without having, you see, because you see, they're productive, they're active. And active means you're experiencing it, willing or unwilling, you're experiencing it because you thought of it. See, thinking makes it so. I know that sounds simple, but boy, I mean, that's it, isn't it?
It is. It is. Question. What do you say to the person that says that they're waiting on God to tell them their purpose?
God tells them their purpose.
Yeah, some people say, well, I just hope that I'm doing God's will. I hope that, I'm living my life according to God's will. And I tell them, what you're doing right now is God's will, whatever that is.
No, he said whatsoever.
Yeah,
that pretty well covers it, doesn't it?
it does.
And you're told to choose this day, and you're told that you are choosing, and from whatsoever. So there it is. You got the whole storehouse.
Yeah.
At least walk through and pick out the good stuff. You don't want what they want to get rid of.
Yeah.
If you just looked at the inventory in your mind, you would find that it's actually a junk house. I mean, you've got stuff in there that no human needs, really. I mean, as you think you are, there it is. How can you change that? As you think you are. If you want to be happy, start thinking happy. It doesn't cost you anything. I mean, you go to church, you pay money, well, you can do this for free right here in your closet. And no, actually it doesn't. The only thing it takes is you claiming it. You see, that's what you're not doing. You're not claiming the good. You keep mouthing the bad. And so you get more of it. All you have to do is complain, and you get more to complain about. It's that simple. But if you're claiming rich, and you get more rich to be, I know what it sounds like, but give it a try. Better than, I hate that word try. It doesn't really say try in scripture. It says do a thing. In other words, do it. Don't just think about it, do it. I had a half a dozen of Neville's tapes, and I listened to them at least one every night for years before it actually touched base. I began thinking differently. The importance of having a CD, because what has your focus has your life. Think about it. We're not asking you to join anything, but you have to have the CDs. You have to have the DVDs. You have to listen to them. It's you training this. Listen, listen, listen.
But as Mr. Lindell stated, you have to listen to them repeatedly. And again, for those who are interested, click the link below and it will take you to the 4 CD set, and you'll be able to transform not only your mind, but your world.